Okay, today is Saturday, September 20th, 2008, and I guess it's the second day of Twins' life. Okay, you might want to get a cup of coffee or something to drink and pull up a good chair and whatnot, because I don't know how I'm going to communicate everything that's happened in the last 24 hours in a 9-minute span. But alright, here we go chronologically. Last vlog, we were about to get on a plane in Colombia and fly out to California, and that all went well. The flight went great. It seems like when I've been flying a lot lately, there's been a lot of delays, and today everything pretty much ran on time, and we got to San Francisco and our luggage came right off the carousel. My dad was there to meet us, and then we got in the car and started driving up to Sacramento. Now, at this point, we don't have a place to stay. I'm going to have to rent a car in Sacramento. My father's coming up to drive us to the hospital, but he's got to go back later tonight for an important family dinner he's got to go to. So, oh, and to top it off, I'm about to run out of cell phone minutes. Both Matt and I have like 20 minutes left on our cell phone plan, and about 3 more days to go before we get a fresh batch of minutes. So it's about a 2 hour 15-minute drive from San Francisco Airport to the hospital in the Sacramento area. And about an hour into that drive, while I'm looking for a place to stay and trying to figure out where we're going to get a rental car, and calling friends and family and keeping everybody up to date, all doing this on like 2-3 hours of sleep the previous night, because of we were getting phone calls throughout the night updating us on the medical status of the babies, and Matt can't find his wallet. Not on his person, it's not in his bag, nowhere. And the last we remember him having it was we had a layover in Houston. I didn't think about this at the time I made the reservations. I was scrambling so much, like days after Hurricane Ike came through and devastated that area. So there were a lot of people on the plane who were kind of not fleeing Houston per se, but like trees had fallen on their house and they were calling contractors on the phone and they didn't have power for a week or something like that. So he can't find his wallet. So we knew he had it in Houston when he bought a little breakfast, and so, heaven forbid it fell out of his pants somewhere in the Houston airport. Also, it could have fallen out on the plane. And they turn these planes around and fly them off somewhere else. So, like, who do you call when you've lost a wallet potentially on an airplane? So, called the airline. They put us in touch with someone that he could leave a report with about the missing wallet, and did that. But kind of in the middle of all that, he got a call from someone who worked for Continental Airlines, which is the airline that we flew on, and they found his wallet on the plane. It had cash in it and the house key and his driver's license. Like, so if he didn't have this, how's he going to fly home? How is he going to get on an airplane or anything like that? So I guess we just worked it out so that my father would go pick up the wallet the next day, Saturday, at the airport, and just a very nice woman at Continental would give it to him, and that all happened today. So kudos, thank you, Continental Airlines, for doing that. We dodged a bullet on that one. Alright, so I'm running out of cell phone minutes. Matt has at this point 2 minutes left, and I have probably about 10 minutes left. And last month we went way over, and it was like hundreds of dollars to our cell phone bill because of all the medical stuff going on with twins, whether they were monoamnionic or not. So I said, what the heck? I'm going to call T-Mobile. So look, it's like all this financial crisis and stuff is going on in the market. It's just crazy. Lehman Brothers and all these other AIG or whatever are like going bankrupt. So I had Singular cell service. Went way over last month. I need a new plan. Around that time, AT&T buys out Singular, so now AT&T has it. But they don't have a plan that works. Give us enough minutes for the price I'm willing to pay. So I switched to Suncom. And within a week of switching to Suncom, T-Mobile buys Suncom. So, more changes. But anyway, so I said, what the hell, I'm going to call T-Mobile, and maybe I can buy some more minutes or something. So I don't end up paying another couple $100 when I go over. Call T-Mobile. They're like, no, your plan, you just can't call in by extra minute. And I explain why I'm calling in birth of the twins and NICU. It's just, okay, hang on. Puts me on hold, comes back a couple minutes later, and says, okay, here's what we've done. We've given both of you, both Matt and I, an extra free 100 minutes to get us through the next 2 or 3 days until we get to a new billing cycle and get new minutes. So thank you, T-Mobile, for the free 200 minutes, one for me, set for Matt. So great, it's really great to see people doing things like that. It helps us out because the logistics of this stuff is just driving us crazy. Okay, a place to stay. When we thought that the twins were monoamniotic and were going to be delivered by cesarean on the 11th of September, before that I had called a social worker at the hospital and gotten a referral for the Ronald McDonald House in Sacramento. But Ronald McDonald House is a charity run by the McDonald's Corporation that provides housing and other kinds of support to families, particularly that have sick or injured children in the hospital, particularly premature babies and whatnot. So I thought, after reading that on their website like months ago, I thought, well, okay, we're kind of a perfect fit for that. And I had talked to them previously, and I had talked to the social worker, and they had set it up so that we would have a referral to the Ronald McDonald House. But when they found out the twins were not monoamniotic and that we were going to try to deliver at 38 weeks and there wouldn't be NICU stay, so I called them and I said, okay, well, I don't think we're going to need this. But here we are 4 or 5 days later, and we do. So I called the Ronald McDonald House and I'm like, well, let's check, let me see if we still have that referral on file. And they pulled it out, and sure enough they did. And they said, we have a bed, there's a bed here for you, a room here. You can stay for up to 30 days, and at 30 days we'll check in and see how you're doing. So long story short, got a place to stay, Ronald McDonald House. They ask for like a $20 a day fee, but if you're in financial straits and can't afford that, they'll work with you. And so got that lined up, and then figured out we should probably rent a car like we did last time from Enterprise. They seem to have the better rates, and we would just figure out where there was an Enterprise near the hospital. Okay, I think that's everything that happened in 2 hours and 15 minutes. It took us a drive from San Francisco Airport to the hospital in the Sacramento area. Get to the hospital, it's about 1:15 in the afternoon. You go. Now we've been to the hospital before. We've toured the NICU before because we thought we were going to need it before. So it's really nice. We knew where to go. We knew where to park. We knew what floor of the hospital and what area of the hospital to go to. So we get up there and come out of the elevator, and right there is Gigi, great social worker at the hospital, and the doctor who is kind of overseeing the infant's progress. And so Gigi greets us, and then we go right into the room, the postpartum room, where the birth mother, her mom, a friend, and a cast of thousands, I don't know who else, was waiting. And so we get the full medical debrief from the doctor, and Matt, who is very good at keeping track of all this medical terminology and knowing what all these tests do, just like quizzes the doctor, and she's very good and very competent and very patient. So we can finally kind of get access to that information. So that's great. And yeah,